Piers Morgan mocks Meghan's political ambitions after California senatorial seat becomes vacant. Hi everyone. Welcome to Beverly Popeye Channel. How Meghan Markle's political playbook might look. Mr. Piers Morgan mocked Meg that ban private jets that aren't carrying my celeb pals, drowning GO-pers in acid, and banning royal visas. The sad death of Senator Dianne Feinstein sparked feverish speculation that Meghan Markle might toss her royal tiara into the ring to replace the 90-year-old trailblazer. California Governor Gavin Newsom has squashed the rumors by naming LaFonza Butler, a Democratic strategist, as Feinstein's replacement. But that won't stop Meghan from continuing to plot a move into politics. Prince Harry's ferociously ambitious wife has made no secret of her Washington aspirations, spending increasing time with Democratic donors and becoming more vocal about hot-button issues like abortion and gender equality. She reportedly had a one-hour Zoom call with Newsom when he had to replace then-Sen. Kamala Harris after Joe Biden chose her to run with him against Donald Trump, and Meghan allowed her name to fuel the new round of rumors around Feinstein's replacement without any official denial. So if the Duchess of Sussex does ever make it to D.C., and crazier things have happened in U.S. politics in recent years, what would her political mantra look and sound like? Well, as someone who knew her before she even met Harry, and has been a regular commentator on her many public utterances, I imagine Meghan's manifesto would be something like this. A return to full British monarchy rule in America within 10 years, with an exclusive monarch for the United States drafted from the existing royal family. The selection process for this new U.S. monarch will be restricted to members of the royal family who were born in America. To clarify, that's me. As a passionate environmentalist, I will ban all private jets to curb carbon footprint and save the planet. The only exceptions will be for my close friends Sir Elton John and George Clooney, whose planes will be considered royal freebie flights, and thus exempt from the ban. New York will be instructed to remove all cars from the road whenever I'm in the city, so I can order my driver to career around the streets at high speed and thus create an entirely false impression that my husband and I are constantly forced to cheat death as we're harassed by monstrous paparazzi. Don't they know only we're allowed to ruthlessly invade our own privacy? On motorbikes. My very good friend Oprah Winfrey will be appointed my Senate Chief of Staff, a position that I know she will feel is the pinnacle of her career and the most humbling day of her life. As a special gesture, given our closeness, Oprah will only have to call me, Your Royal Highness, in public, when in private situations, Duchess Meghan, will suffice. However, she will have to forego ever acknowledging the title, Queen of Television, as there's only room for one queen in this administration. Senate office. All other members of the royal family will have their U.S. visas revoked immediately. This may sound incredibly mean and petty, but that's because I am incredibly mean and petty. If they want to come to America, they must first agree to bow and kneel to me live on CNN. The rest of the British people, however, will be afforded special high-speed immigration refugee status. Yes, all 67 million of them. Nobody needs to tell me how awful their country is, or how terribly oppressive, racist, cruel and nasty life can be there. It's honestly worse than any war zone. This policy will be called, Finding Freedom from Brutal Britain. Drug laws are far too strict in the United States and making it very difficult for Harry to have a sneaky toot in Soho House at midnight without someone sending a damn phone video to TMZ. Things have gotten so bad, he can't even brazenly boast about munching magic mushrooms at Courtney Cox's house in Los Angeles without idiots calling for him to be thrown out of the country. So I will make all drugs legal, if they're being consumed by British princes whose names begin with H. The media will be formally warned not to write negative things about me, even if I spout complete and utter nonsense in the Senate. This is because it would be damaging to my mental health to hear criticism, whereas receiving constant unquestioning, sycophantic praise will be very beneficial. Journalists who defy this advisory will be charged with racist hate crimes, because it will be obvious the only reason they're criticizing me is because of my skin color and not because my policy ideas are insane. Out of respect for woke self-identity ideology, I will insist on all my personal pronouns being used whenever I address the Senate. These are me, 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 me. Poverty will be the cornerstone of my political life. To illustrate this, I intend to hold weekly meetings with the poorest members of U.S. society at my $11 million mansion in Montecito. Not in the main pseudo-state rooms, obviously, but in the servants' quarters, so they won't feel out overawed. I will move immediately to have Donald Trump barred, via constitutional amendment, from ever being president again. If there's one thing I can't abide, it's public figures who spew damaging lies on TV. Such appallingly disingenuous conduct should be disqualifying for anyone who wants to be in the White House. Speaking of which, when I become president, I will order the White House to be painted hazel, like my eyes. Aesthetics matter. I'll hold an emergency meeting with Vladimir Putin in Moscow to Why whip him back into his dictatorial little box and make him my weak, pathetic, groveling little doormat, like I did with Harry. Family and especially fatherhood are essential components to the fabric of a successful society. It's frankly shocking how many feckless dads just walk away from their children, disown them, and never give them another thought. However, I should hasten to add that if a child does that to their father after he selflessly raised them for years on his own, that's brave and inspiring, and should win the child multiple Person of the Year awards. I'll urge President Biden to appoint Meghan Rapinoe, the second most important Meg in America, as Secretary for Sport and Gender Equality. She can then fix it for all U.S. national women's sports teams to be packed with biological males and we'll win everything. Compassion is at the heart of everything I do, and to prove that, I will campaign for all Republicans to be drowned in vats of sulfuric acid. But this is a great issue. Wasn't she accused of being a grifter by a Spotify executive, not long after her employment was terminated? Legally, a grifter is someone who obtains money or property illicitly. Crimes of grift include theft, swindling, fraud, etc. If it was untrue, this would be extremely defamatory. However, the litigation lovers didn't sue. Long story short, they have been accused and it is highly likely they were proven to have pocketed money. Have you heard about how the Disney elephant voiceover collaboration with Meghan? It did not exactly go to planned compensation to a promised charity, Wise. All alleged, of course. Again, if Chuck had a sense of humor, he would remove their Sussex titles and retitle them the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, in homage to those prior British royals that Sperry and me again remind us of most. I am sure the royal family are having a good laugh at the thought of Meghan Markle going into politics. They know the real Meghan. The worldwide privacy tour continues. Cameras, microphones and the spotlight as a politician, with her platform being her. And you? What do you think about Meghan's delusional? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you feel so prefer with our video today, don't be afraid to like and share it now. Besides that, please subscribe to my Beverly Popeye channel to get more updates in the future. Now, thank you for watching. Good night and see you tomorrow.